All right, let's talk about something that so many of us deal with, usually all by ourselves: overthinking. In this explainer, we're going to dig into what it actually is, why it feels so awful, and, the most important part, how you can actually get out of that loop. So let's jump right in. Okay, so first things first, we got to understand what we're up against here. And let me tell you, overthinking isn't just, thinking a lot. It's way sneakier than that. It's like this silent thief operating in the background.
Wow. I mean, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? See, unlike big, loud emotions like anger, overthinking, it's quiet. It doesn't scream at you. It just whispers. And those whispers are what slowly, quietly just suck the joy right out of your life. And the whole time, it tricks you into thinking you're just being responsible. You're just being smart.
So does this sound familiar to you? You know that feeling? You're stuck in this mental marathon. You're replaying conversations in your head, you're worrying about a future that hasn't even happened, you're picking apart every tiny detail, and what happens? At the end of it all, you haven't actually gone anywhere, but you are absolutely exhausted. It's a total paradox.
And this is the trap. This is where we all get stuck. We think all this mental gymnastics is, productive. We think we're problem solving. Your brain is basically trying to keep you safe, so it tells you this little lie. It says, hey, just think about it a little more. You'll figure it out. You'll be safe. But that's not what happens, is it? The reality is all that extra thinking just digs the hole of fear and anxiety even deeper.
And the price you pay for this? Man, it is high. It absolutely drains your energy, right? So you're too tired to actually do anything. And then, that inaction, it just eats away at your confidence, making you second-guess every single move. It messes with your sleep, it can seriously damage your health, and eventually, it just stops you from living your life. You just watch opportunities float by because you're trapped in your own head.
So to really get how to escape this mental prison, we've got to look at the problem in a totally different way. And honestly, there's no better way to do that than with a story. A story about the one and only Harry Houdini.
Okay, so the story goes like this. Houdini, the master of escape, right? He gets challenged to break out of what this one town claims is their strongest, most inescapable jail cell. Now Houdini, he's confident. Of course he is. So they lock him in, the heavy door clangs shut, and the clock starts ticking.
So Houdini gets to work. He pulls out this little piece of metal he had hidden, and he starts picking the lock. He works on it for half an hour. Nothing. An hour goes by. Still nothing. He's sweating, he's getting frustrated, he's totally exhausted. I mean, this is the guy who could escape from anything, and he's failing. He's completely stuck.
Finally, he gives up. He's totally defeated. He slumps against the cell door, probably just to catch his breath, and you're not going to believe this. It just swings open. All that effort, all that struggle, all that focus was for absolutely nothing.
And here's the kicker. The door was never even locked. It was just closed. Think about that. Houdini wasn't trapped by a lock. He was trapped by the idea of a lock. His mind told him you're trapped, so he acted like he was. And that is exactly what overthinking does to us. It builds a prison around us that isn't even real.
Okay, so if the door to our own mental prison isn't actually locked, well, how do we open it? Turns out there are 3 really powerful ways to do it. 3 real, practical strategies you can use.
Think of this as your personal toolkit for freedom. 3 key steps. First, we're going to learn how to challenge those stories your mind spins. Second, we'll figure out how to slam the brakes on that negative thought spiral with action. And third, we're going to talk about adopting a whole new mindset, one that's about getting things done, not getting them perfect. All right, strategy number 1. Challenge your thoughts. Let's be real. Your mind tells you lies. It's not trying to be evil, it's just trying to protect you from things it thinks are threats. So it spins these crazy stories, right? Like, oh, they didn't reply to my text, they must hate me. The truth is, you have no clue what they're thinking. Maybe they're busy. So the first step is to just stop accepting every thought as a fact. They're not facts, they're just suggestions. And guess what? You can say no to a suggestion. Okay, next up we have to break the cycle. Because overthinking is like a runaway train. It starts with one little thought, like that unanswered text again, and then it just picks up speed, spiraling from maybe they're busy, to they're definitely ignoring me, to what did I do wrong, until bam, you're in a full-blown catastrophe of guilt and anxiety. The longer you ride that train, the faster it goes and the harder it is to jump off.
So, how do you stop that train? The answer is so simple it's almost silly. Move. Get up. Move your body. Seriously. Motion interrupts emotion. When you stand up, walk around the room, do a couple of stretches, splash some water on your face, you physically break the thought pattern. You pull your brain out of that spiral and into the here and now. Don't just sit there and let the thoughts drown you. Stand up. Change your state.
And our third and final strategy is all about shifting your mindset. You know, so much of our overthinking is really just a chase for perfection, isn't it? We want the perfect thing to say, the perfect plan, the perfect result. But here's the secret. Perfection is usually just fear in a fancy costume. That's why this phrase, done is better than perfect, is so incredibly powerful. It's permission. Permission to start, to be a little messy, and to learn while you're doing it. Because it's progress, not perfection, that actually gets you somewhere.
So where does that leave us? What does all this mean for you? It means that your freedom, getting out of that cycle of overthinking, it's not some big secret. It's not locked away. It's right here, right now, waiting for you.
So I want you to hold on to these truths. Let them be your anchor. First, your thoughts. They are not facts. They're just thoughts. Second, your fears about the future. They are not your destiny. Your real power, the only place you can make a change, is right now, in the present. And that means your freedom, it's a choice you get to make.
Look, we saw it with Houdini. That prison we feel trapped in. So often, it's just an illusion we've built ourselves. The door isn't locked, it's just closed. So the only real question left to ask is, are you going to push it open?